Right now I have Bitcoin and USDT loaded, but you can switch to any token in seconds. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. All right, the big chart in the middle here. This is your trading view price chart. It shows Bitcoin's price action live, and you can switch between it for the 1 minute, you can 15 minutes, hourly, daily, whatever fits your style. I personally don't look at it too much until I just want to see the overview. Not today. I want to look at it more of the overview for like a week to kind of see what the style of the trend of what's happening with what I'm wanting to trade. All right, and then the right side, we have our order book here. It shows you every buy order in green and every sell order in red in real time. Don't really worry about that right now. We're not going to be focusing too much on that. And then on the far right, this is where our magic is going to happen. This is the trading panel. This is the only area that we're actually going to be interacting with today. So that's where I'm going to focus on. Okay, with our trading panel here, we're going to see two tabs at the top. We've got buy here in green, and if I click on sell, it'll be in red. But we're going to be buying Bitcoin today, so I'm going to be clicking on buy. And right under that, we see limit, market, and stop market. I'm going to be using limit, and I'll tell you why. So a market order buys at whatever the price the market is right now, so you have no control, which I don't like very much. And then a limit order lets you say, I only buy if Bitcoin drops to my price. That's kind of how the pros do it. Be patient and disciplined, and that's what I really like. And it's made my life a lot more stress-free because I do that option. Okay, quick detour back over to our left here. That is your left, right? I know that's my left, but I'm just like making sure that it's the same for you guys. Okay, so with pairs, let me go into my window. So you can switch between pairs just by clicking on this top button here. You can click in the search bar. You don't need any. So like you type in any token that you want, like ET, ETH, SOL, BNB, anything. SuperEx honestly has thousands of pairs. And then these labels let you filter between what you want to search for. So spot is crypto, stock for US stocks, that's right. SuperEx has stocks, so you could trade like Apple, Tesla, whatever you could kind of think of for the stock market. And then free market is for community listed tokens and so on. Gives you nice options. You can honestly click on any pairing you'd like, but today I'm going to stick to Bitcoin and USDT because that's what I've kind of planned for us today. And let's move on. Sorry guys, I'm speeding through this because I know a couple of you guys have seen this demo before, and I just want to make sure that everyone can still enjoy these live streams. So we're going to speed through. Each time we do this live stream, if we ever go on spots or futures, I will be speeding through things just because at this point we've all have a better idea of things. And then if you guys do need a more in-depth spot trading or future trading stream, I can do that one again upon request, or you guys can look at some previous live streams that I've done. Okay, so back to our trading panel. We're going to set our buy price. All right, let's set our buy price. So Bitcoin is sitting at around, let's have a look. I think I said this earlier, 63,000. I think, remember what I was saying before, right now it's at a high for this week currently, but I think it might drop a little bit. So what I'm going to do in the amount here, I am on my limit. Yes, I am. So I'm going to put you at, let's say 63. Is that gonna let me type in? Okay, it's not actually letting me type in right now, but that's all good. All right, guys, so right up here, I would be typing in at 63,000. Sorry, my computer's having a little bit of a malfunction. Oh, is it letting me type in now? Oh, yes, brilliant. Okay, so what I would be typing in there is 63,000, just because I think it is gonna drop a little bit. And what that kind of means as in my order book, it will sit there, and the moment Bitcoin touches 63,000 USDT, oh, bear with me 1 second. I've clicked too much. I preemptively opened up for you guys. So ignore all that big mumbo jumbo that was there before. I will be clicking that in a second. But yeah, so essentially 63. There we go. Okay, here we go. So when Bitcoin touches 63,000 USDT, my buy will fill automatically. Until then, nothing's going to happen. I'm in control. I'm not chasing the market, which I really like, and I think it is the best way to do it. Sorry for clicking the wrong thing, guys, earlier. I had preemptively clicked a couple things, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see. What's going to be really good in the total field, just bear with me 1 second. Right now, the price is not actually going to be coming up totally. I think, let's just see if I can get these loading properly again. All right. So what would actually come up here? It would automatically come up, okay? It's just because right now my connection is having a little bit of a meltdown. But yeah, so that is kind of showing you how much it would go for. But what I actually would want to put in, I'm going to put in 50 USDT here. There we go. That's what I wanted to come up. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Sorry, it's been a second since we've done this demo, and my memory of it just went down the toilet in a second. Okay, so I wanted to put 50 USDT in there for total what I would be buying. I don't actually have 50 USDT in my account. I only have 15, but that is what would happen. So if I put in however much that I would like to purchase, it will automatically change in the amount field there. What I love about SuperEx is that I don't need to do any mathematics. I don't need to do any of that shabam. I honestly allow the platform to take control for me and help recommend where I go. I did set my price just based on what my knowledge I have of everything, but I think that is something that we all should be doing. A quick tip just to have a look is it does show you my available balance here, so I wouldn't actually be able to process this order because I only have 15 USDT, but for the sake of this live stream, we're just going to say that I have 50, okay? And I do want to say, let's make sure that we don't be betting everything that we have in our account. Start small, and then we can go big later once we understand what is happening. Okay. Now this is the part that most beginners will skip because it's like, oh, I'm going to click buy Bitcoin now. No, I really think the most important point to take away today is the take profit and stop loss. This is super, super important. So click that little checkbox right there. And two new fields have popped up. The first one is a TP trigger, your take profit. So I'm going to set it at, so mine was at 78. Let's put it at, let me think. Okay, let's say, so what was our, it's currently at 63. So if I say 65. All right, so that pretty much means SuperEx will even actually tell me in red what it means. When the price reaches 65,000 USDT, it will trigger a market order and your estimated P&L will be 1.58 USDT. So that pretty much means when Bitcoin moves from 63,000 up to 65,000, the platform sells my Bitcoin automatically and I lock in my profit while I'm asleep, while I'm at work, anywhere. We love that, okay? So that pretty much means that I'm gonna lock in my profit. But then let's try to find it the other way around. So an SL trigger, which is stop loss. I am going to set it at, okay, let's just say 60,000, okay? It's the same logic but opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes to 60,000, the platform will sell it automatically and I will lose 2.37 USDT. I'm not going to lose 20, I'm not going to lose 50. My downside is actually capped on this. So as you can see, the message that pops up under here, it tells you every step of the way. Honestly, SuperEx is trying to help us out and not trying to stress you guys out too much. So they are trying to help make sure that you understand what is happening, okay? If you guys remember, I told you guys 2 weeks ago, I'm starting to foster 2 kitty cats, and they are amazing. The best thing ever. I'm so happy. A lot of work, that's for sure. It is a lot of work, but I love having fur babies in the house. Sorry for the detour. All right, then the final step essentially is before you click anything, you always have to make sure your available USDT is the correct amount. I only have 15 USDT, as I said before, so I can't actually process this order. Once you have clicked all of that and you go over your numbers and you're happy with the figures you've put through, you're going to click buy Bitcoin, okay? Once you click buy that, down the bottom here, everything will come up. So pretty much you don't have to sit and watch it. The system handles everything. So if Bitcoin hits, what was it, 65,000? If Bitcoin hits 63,000, it will buy it. If it hits 65,000, it'll sell it for profit. If it crashes down to 60,000, you sell it and cut your losses. So pretty much we've just created 3 scenarios, all automated. I don't have to think. And pretty much SuperEx is going to take that away from me, and I don't have to think about it every single night. I can check in on it to see what's happening, but I don't have to stress. And that to me is the most important part for me to be able to enjoy trading, because yeah, it's a lot of stress for me. But yeah, I hope you guys are able to grasp that concept a bit. Let's quickly do a bit of a quick overview of futures, just because I did want you guys to have a little bit of both. We'll try to be as quick as possible for you guys. Let me actually just hide that a little bit because that jumps the gun a little. Okay, so future trading, I'll do a quick overview of what it looks quite similar to spot. I know, totally. Like, to the first eye, I get confused by the two of them until, until you actually check on that right panel. That's where a lot of the changes are going to be happening, okay? So, quick overview again. Remember, the top left is the pair sector. We're trading Bitcoin and USDT, perpetual. That's what we were doing today. You can switch to, like I said before, ETH, SOL, anything by just clicking there. Then the top center of this row, we have the future specific data. So mark price is what the platform uses to calculate your unrealized P&L and liquidation. Index price is the multi-exchange weighted spot price. Funding countdown, so like every hour, 8 hours, longs pay shorts or vice versa, depending on the funding rate. You'll see the timer counting from 24-hour change right up here. You can see that right up here. There you guys go. But yeah, so you can see the timer counting from 24-hour change, high, low, turnover, standard. Yes, it's all right up there. Okay, and then the far right, the trading panel. This is where we're going to open and close our positions. We'll spend most of our time here. And then we have our order book. Just like the previous one on spot trading, we've got our buy, sell orders for futures. This also matters for a funding rate skew, but for beginners, as we're focusing on right now, we can just glance and ignore it. We love that. We love to not overwhelm ourselves too much. Okay, before we open anything, we want to pick our margin mode. So in the trading panel, so here you can click cross, isolated, or split. So cross margin mode. Every position you have under this asset shares one single margin balance. I myself, so with that, if one trade tanks, the system will pull from other positions margins to prevent liquidation. Sounds nice, but pretty much if everything crashes all at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet and not just one position. So that one stresses me out. Isolated margin, which tidbit, that's the one we're going to be choosing today. You assign a fixed amount of margin to each position. If the trade goes against you, you only lose that allocated margin. The rest of your wallet is safe. This is really recommended for beginners, and that's why I will be choosing it. Split margin mode, kind of similar to isolated, but you transfer a specific amount upfront. If the margin drops like up to like 100%, you can get liquidation from the trader, and you can lose all the margin in that sub account. So pretty much once you've decided, you then click confirm, but as I said today, we are going to stick to our isolated, which is just better for beginners. Pretty much I want to say is don't let one bad trade wipe out everything that you've earned, because that could really discourage you. I know myself, if my first ever trade was bad, I would have been stressed. Okay, next for leverage, right next to our margin mode, which I clicked isolate, you can click the 30 times here. So you can choose any amount and use the plus and negative, or you can kind of just drag it all the way there. And remember, SuperEx lets you go from all the way from 1 times to 150 times. So just read the warnings really carefully. If you drag it all the way to 150, it is like a 0.66% move against you, wipes you out. At 10 times, it takes like a 9% move, whereas at 3 times, you can survive a 30% crash. So remember, the higher the leverage, it isn't bigger profits, it's smaller margin for the same position size, which means tighter liquidation distance. All right. Pretty much I have already clicked times 30 because I thought that was the best one for our demo today. I do want to say that when you first start off with the platform, start smaller, and then down the line we can up it a little bit. Okay, now we're going to be setting up our actual order. So we're going to be doing limit, but remember you could do market and stop market. But limit order, it's same as what I said for the spot tutorial. It kind of lets you pick your exact buy price instead of taking the market, which we like. I just feel a lot safer with that. All right, in the price field, Bitcoin's currently at, as I said earlier, around $63,458. But I can bid what I expect, because I remember I'm thinking it's going to go down a little bit, right? So if I think it's going to go down to 63,000, that just means it might drop a little bit, but if nothing happens, that's all good. If it keeps going up, my order won't actually be placed. It's only if it drops down to 63,000, which I think it might. All right, this part is quite important, the cont versus USDT. So cont, it means how many contracts. So like each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity. So whereas USDT means how much USDT you want to commit. I personally think beginners always should choose USDT. It's the dollar amount that we understand, and it's just a lot easier to grasp what we're looking at. Okay, similar to our spot, I'm going to be, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be putting in 50 USDT, even though I don't have enough USDT to be able to commit to that. Okay, and then it does says the margin is 1.66 USDT. So that's only $3 in chains locked up as collateral because I'm doing the 30 times leverage. 50 USDT of exposure only requires 50 divided by 30, which, thank you SuperEx for doing my math, is 1.66 USDT of margin. That's the leverage magic. Small margin, big position, big risk too, okay? Does that kind of make sense on that front? All right, now the important part, similar to our spot trading, we're gonna click our take profit and stop loss. Guys, if there's one thing you can take away from this video, it is to always choose this. Never enter a futures trade or even a spots trade without these two numbers set. It's just gonna help secure our position a lot more. Okay, I'm going to put similar numbers to what I did for my spot, and that was, what was it, 65,000 for my TP, and then my SL I am going to put at 60,000. So remember, it's pretty much saying that I'm going to buy it at 63,000. If Bitcoin hits 63,000, I buy it. But if Bitcoin crashes to 60,000, I'll sell automatically and cap my loss. But if it bumps up to 65,000, it automatically buys and locks in my profit, okay? So remember, this is making sure that I've got these two different windows to make sure I am not going to be losing too much, and then I can actually get some profit in it as well, okay? And what I love is that my beautiful SuperEx is doing all my math for me still, so I don't need to have to stress about that too much, okay? Pretty much that's as straightforward as it is. What you guys then do after that is you can choose open long or open short. Let's do a bit of an overview what that means. So I would be choosing the open long button because open long means I'm betting Bitcoin's gonna, oh, actually, no, I think I'd probably go open short. So if I clicked open long, that means I'm betting that Bitcoin's going to go up, whereas open short means I'm betting that it's going to go down. So right now, Bitcoin is on a rise right now, but I kind of think it's going to be going down again, and that's why what I'm hoping for at least. So yeah, you would choose one of those based on what you think the market is going to be doing right now. So that was a bit of a quick overview. I know it was a speed through, and maybe we had a couple hiccups along the way with our introductions today. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to grasp that. Let me just do a quick little overview on what it is for futures. So pretty much all you have to do is you pick your margin mode first. Remember, isolated for beginners. Then you go pick your leverage, start low between 3 times, 5 times. Step 3 is set price, choose USDT amount. Remember, step 4, always set the TP and SL. Step 5, open long and short based on your view. And then step 6, you just manage the position from your tab down below here. So you'll be able to see everything here that you have put in for your orders. So any current live orders that are there. And yeah, and then you don't have to stress about that. Guys, it's honestly pretty simple. Like, we could go through and make a transaction probably within 5 minutes, but because I'm jibber-jabbering along the way and making sure you guys understand each step, it does take a little bit longer. Let's do a quick little overview of maybe spot trading as well. It's honestly just as simple, if not simpler, than futures. Pretty much the workflow is you pair something, you pair which pair you want, you buy, you limit it, you price, you amount it, your TP, stop loss, and buy. That one is honestly even simpler. So yeah, I honestly think that if you guys are interested in getting into crypto, SuperEx is a great platform for us just to open our eyes and try something new. It does help me every step of the way. Like, even without my tutorial, you guys would totally be able to learn from it and do something yourself. But I think that the tutorials really just kind of help hold your hand throughout the process. Because I didn't have so much, sorry, my little fur baby is here. This is Coco. You might be able to hear her purring in a second. But yeah, I didn't have someone to walk through this process with me exactly. And I think it would have been nice to have someone to bounce ideas off. And this time I hope I was able to give you guys that experience. Just, it helps make you feel a lot more centered and know what you're doing, especially when it comes to funds, because guys, I know it can feel a little bit like Monopoly money when you're just clicking all these buttons, but it is your hard-earned money that you guys are playing with. So I just want to make sure you guys are being smart and secure. Start really, really small, okay? Like, if this is your first time trading, start small, then you can go bigger once you have a better idea of what's happening. I want you to grasp exactly what you are doing each step of the way. It is quite straightforward, but I want you guys to always set your take profit and stop loss. If there's one thing I can get you guys to take away from that, is learn that. I just don't want you guys to be discouraged by one big loss. I actually, years ago, when I was back in university, I did try trading once. Just a friend told me it was really good, and I put maybe, I think, $1,000 in. No, actually, I think it was $500. And then it went up to $1,000. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I just left it in there longer and longer. And then it went down to like $200. So I got stressed and took money out. And that was just me in the future with no understanding, and was just following the trends of what everyone was telling me to do. And I didn't actually have an educated view on what I was doing. So now that I have a better idea, I actually am playing it a lot smarter, starting small, and then working my way up. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in more streams, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I always do answer all the comments that you guys pop through in the live stream or in the pre-recorded videos, okay? I do my best to go through everything, and we can learn and grow from them. And if you don't have a SuperEx account yet, I'm happy to share the website for you guys right here. All right, there you guys go. I've just sent it through in the chat right now. If you guys are interested in setting up an account, I'm happy to do for a future live stream an actual setup account process. Super simple. I have done one before if you guys want to check out any pre-recorded ones. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll be back tomorrow around the same time. Take care, and please be smart with your trading, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.